Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Who do we have here? Zaps, what's up? Slayer, how you doing? I think those are fake. Collect moments, probably not real. I think it's just you two. I don't know what this music turned into while I was gone. But let's change it up. All right. First day of the week for Forex. Let's have a look at what the Asian session brought us and what London has kicked off this morning. Start with dollar yen. So this big move was right at the close of the week last week. Looks like we thought we had a W happening that did not play out. So let's actually make all these the hour view. Alright, let's see what we're working with here. Alright, so I can get rid of this since this did not play out. We're still, depending on how you count it, we are either 25 days from the peak formation or 16 days from the peak formation, if you want to count. I mean, they're both M's, so this is a long slide down. Yeah, I've got to believe, I have been thinking this for a while, that we're going to have some opportunities to reclaim some of these big red candles that haven't seen a profit yet, you know. So I'm still, you know, I mean, since we had this peak up here and we've started this downward slide, we've touched once. I don't like that. You know, we've crossed the 50 once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, we were long overdue for one of these to actually make a W and cross. So that's, you know, that is still what I'm looking for on dollar yen. But I just don't trust it until I see it nowadays. So we'll see maybe if something plays out, you know. But what I would hope to see is a push down. But nothing to really act on until we get a little bit of a stronger move. Pound dollar, what are you up to? Yeah, see, we were looking for a rise out last week that never came. Instead, we got the opposite. I mean, it's almost like just a super extended level right here, because here was like, if we take this as the peak, we look at this level here. I mean, this would ultimately still happen, but over on this side, and this would be like your super duper extended level here. But we're talking, I mean, these are levels that are lasting for 4 or 5 days. So instead, I don't know. Just don't know. I mean, look, this is not what I typically see. I mean, this is a full day and a half, almost 2 full days on top of the 50 on the 1 hour. That's pretty nuts. So what we could see here, if this is not going to continue playing out in these super elongated levels, we could see this as a new peak, this W here. I don't know. Again, it's just Forex has just been wonky these last couple weeks. But maybe we'll see this W actually play out. We'll get a breakout up here to the high, and we'll get a new formation and bring us out of this little just yo-yo zone that we're in right now. Back to something more, you know, something that looks more standard like that. What about dollar CAD? Oh, there we go. Finally got my chat came up. Okay. I always stream at 4 a.m. Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been doing, is getting up and doing the London session. It's 4 a.m. for me. Well, it's about to click over to 5 a.m. for me. Sleep is for the weak. Oh, collect moments. You are real. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to say that about you. Some of the things that when I click on the, you know, the users in chat, some of these things are just bots. I can never really tell who is who. Like Discord _4_ streamers. That's not real, I don't think. If you are real and I just offended you, I'm sorry. Alright, let's have a look at dollar CAD. Boy, how wrong does this feel right here? Holy moly. I mean, that definitely reversed course and turned itself into an M right after a failed W. I just don't know what to do with these some of these pairs lately, man. They're not playing ball the way we expect them to. So obviously, I mean, it doesn't get any more clear cut than this. So this was failed. So we got the M on dollar CAD. What a candle, man! That's a monster of a candle for Forex. This looks like a Bitcoin candle. 155.7 pips in an hour. That is insane. That's 2 days worth of movement that happened in 1 hour on dollar CAD. Holy crap. So coming off of the M last week, got one little rise up out. 2. If you touch here, so that's your, you know, first level retrace. Now, what you would expect to happen Monday, Tuesday of this week would be a drop, right, and then a retrace back to the 50. A continuation to the downside if we, you know, if it plays out. I mean, who knows? This stuff's been crazy lately. So we'll be looking for a level 2 right here. Potentially. Okay. Not trading Forex until tomorrow. I'm going to give it another day to show its hand a little bit. Forgot about this little dude. This Tino hopped on the other day and wasn't feeling good. Alright, Aussie dollar. Let me go on and clear all this stuff off. We were looking at a really large inverted head and shoulders here, which seems to have brought us up here, which would make, I don't know, perhaps this entire movement over the last week a really large retrace. But I don't want to look at that right now because it's going to throw me off. So let's just stick to the 1 hour. So what we must be, I mean, we have to consider this as the most recent peak, this head and shoulders right here, right? Which would make this entire move, I guess technically you could say this would be 1, but this wouldn't be a drop level 2 because we haven't cleared out this first zone. So it's really all this one zone here. So what I think we would want to see today, probably maybe during London, maybe during New York, we get a push down here to the M1, retrace, and then break through the M1 to give us our second, our next level down from the peak, which would be 1. This will be level 2 down here if we got there. But at least, I mean, these patterns are really elongated on Aussie dollar. So that's my best guess there. Again, not putting any money on these until at least tomorrow morning when I see some consistency these play out. All right, we're halfway done with the. Hey, Maddie, here you go. We saved this for you. Looks like we were both I mean, you kind of nailed it at first until this little retrace happened. This is euro dollar. Yeah, I expected a move down here. Didn't play out. You were looking, Maddie, at this bigger formation, which did play out. It just didn't continue on to the downside. But we did hit, like these old candles did. They completed their journey here. I'm still waiting on these to get collected, which looks like that may be on the way right now. So, Maddie, just to clear this up, I'm going to delete these off. So we're still moving off of this big ass inverted head and shoulders on euro dollar. And it looks like, so if this is one consolidation zone on the move up, and this is the second one. And this is your third one. So the question is, does it continue on and allow these huge candles to recover? Seems like it probably, you would think that it would at this point, right? It's unpredictable, but I wouldn't be shocked to see at some point today or tomorrow to see maybe another push down to touch the 50, test it one more time on the hour, and then a big climb, M3 to M5 potentially with at least a couple of zigzags there, and then potentially by midweek coming up here to make an M formation, head back down, allowing these candles to be recovered in this zone. That's my thought. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that and see how that plays out. Potentially, if the move in euro dollar is excuse me, hang on. If we get some movement here and it starts moving the way we think it will. This will probably be one of my trades this week. But we'll have to see how it plays out. We'll see what this news looks like. We've got 30-40 pieces of news coming out today, and then another 25-ish tomorrow, something like that. I mean, those numbers aren't really scary. These over here may be impactful. You know, they kind of color code them for you to show how critical they are. This is the interest on excess reserves. Let's see what this Euro news is. All right, so economic sentiment, consumer confidence, that's a pretty big one there. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, what about the minors? Yeah, see that. You see how the majors are not doing a whole lot at the moment. You look down here at the Swiss pairs, and there we've got vector, vector, vector. What's your vector, vector going on here? So, man, we got all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh, I remember we drew a little lady on this one. Because it looked like a pearl necklace. Alright, let's dump all that. So it looks like it may have decided to make a peak here. You know, a variation of a head and shoulders. Or if you prefer, just an M. Oh, okay, come on. Oh boy. Oh boy. Wake up. Wake up, bots. Let's just call it an M right there. I drop out here. Well, it's right at the end of last week. And then one touch, which would extend until right now for your second touch. So it could be that London, when they establish the high and low, that this low drops out potentially all the way down here. Let's see what the daily range would look like if this is the high. Yeah, look at that. 88.7 would be here. Just below that. Yeah, right here on the low ADR. So, yeah, we could potentially be looking at a daily move down to here in this range. And that would, the move out past here would confirm our level 1 after this wonky looking M drop. So this is another one but I would consider actually taking a trade on if it plays out the way I think it should. Dollar Swiss, I'm still looking for that rise, like an extended rise. It just hasn't come yet. Because this is similar to dollar yen, like we've been on this drop for a lot of days here. And a lot of candles have yet to be recovered and see any type of profit, you know. We can add to that now, actually. Add here. We can add this. Well, I mean, this guy has seen a halfway recovery, right? But he hasn't seen a profit. So, get rid of this. Yeah, thought for sure. Actually, I made a trade on this last week, caught it in this circle. I thought we were going to get a big rise out. Luckily, I did close up here across the 50 and waited for a re-entry. And I actually did, I want to say I made a small re-entry somewhere in this region and closed it at a break even or something when this downtrend happened that I was looking for a continuation up. I closed the second entry, you know, at next to nothing or maybe a small loss. I don't remember. The first one was a profit, but so I'm still expecting this, you know, a long, steep climb out of this hole we're in. But gotta wait till we see some sort of confirmation. So today, you know, we have a very small range right now of 25 pips, so we're looking to double that, a little bit more. So potentially we could move, they could push all the way down to here, stay within the range, and then start the climb out. Something like that, is reasonable. It's probably more likely that they push up first, cross the 50, or at least test the 50, and then come back down and start a move. So let's sit on that for a little bit. And last pair for the Forex, Kiwi Yen, which has been printing some nice patterns lately. So like we tried to have a peak formation here. It didn't play ball, but then we made this nice head and shoulders up here on the 20th. So what we could be seeing is an elongated formation level 1 before a drop. That is the move I'm looking for. Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna say I'm still gonna potentially be looking for this drop to the downside. That didn't happen last week, but could be on its way now. You know, something like this, and then a retrace back up to complete a level 2 that would look something like that. Yep. All right, let's look at Bitcoin because we did get the move we thought we would see. We're looking at a Saturday night. Took a little bit longer, but you know, we did all this dancing around down here, and then late yesterday afternoon, right after the futures gap opened, or I'm sorry, the futures market opened right here on this candle, and sure enough, boom, we went right to where the gap was and past it, and we wound up hitting this zone where we thought these candles, excuse me, we thought these candles might get retraced, and sure enough, that's where we went, right on it. So that looks good. I like the way that played out. Now, where do we go from here? Don't know. I mean, we've set a level down here and a level up here now for our low and high since open of the market. So those would be our psychological low and high. I'm not sure why it's printing these. This is not accurate for low and high psi. It would be these two. So on my chart, it's 53, roughly 53,000 on the high side and 46,998, so 47,000 on the low side. And you see this wedge played out. These two trend lines, when they do this, and you get the lows narrowing and the highs very slightly narrowing, the odds are, you know, somewhere near the end of that, where these would start to narrow and touch, you're going to get a fairly explosive move. And sure enough, you got this push hard to the bottom side, stopping volume here, and a retrace, reversal, boom, right up out of the zone. So this could ultimately, and we could look back in a day or two and say that this is a very, very obvious, you know, peak formation W that's going to lead us up and out on our way potentially back up. But I will say I'm a little nervous about where, if these patterns are going to keep playing out, taking us up, because of the trend that is now broken on a pretty big trend line. I think we can see it if we go to the daily. Yeah, I mean, you can see this. This is the daily chart, so every candle's a day. But you know, for a while, this sort of a move or this sort of a trend line was on the money. You know, and now. You know, this, let me just get rid of all this. Yeah, so we use this sideways box like that. You can see you can see the deviation we've got now at the top, which gives me a little bit of pause. It's for the first time since last December, and then this is the first time since really this run started back here. October of last year started the movement. We have this sort of a strong deviation to the downside from this trend line, so I'm a little concerned about the market there. But if we squish it all up together and we look at we compare it to the Wall Street market cycle, you know, we would still be in this uptrend here. You know, we haven't, unless the euphoria peak is actually this one. You know, if we don't surpass 65,000 again, we'll know. You know, if this plays out such that we dip down here and fart around in this area and then hit a peak somewhere around here, back around 60, and then reject and come down, then we may think that is kind of the market cycle that we're in. Which, you know, for a day trader is okay. I mean, you know, for an investor it's one thing, it means one thing. For a day trader it means another. It just means you need to make your money on the other direction. So, not too concerned about it, but that is in the back of my mind when I'm trying to figure out where I think this price movement might go. You know, I'm not sure I would be comfortable looking at this move here to continue, you know, all the way up here like I would have been before this latest move and deviation off that bigger trend line. Yeah, like this seems less likely to be now, but could be wrong. Could be faking me out. Yeah, what's up, Super Haze, man? How you doing? How are you doing? All right, I'm gonna put us on a different song because it's a little too laid back for me. I'm starting to wake up. My brain's firing a little bit faster now, so we'll find us a little more hype music. Yeah, here we go. That's it. Is there an easy way to compare gold to Bitcoin chart? I mean, you could pull up. You could switch this to a dual view. Put your hour. I don't know. Put 1 hour Bitcoin on the left, and then put. Where's gold? Put gold over here on the right. Yeah? Is this what you're looking for? Oh, wait, I gotta turn these, it's syncing them right now. I don't want them to sync the symbol. So let's switch this back to Bitcoin. Yeah, there you go. I think this is what you're looking for, Slayer, yeah? So you just look for, you just bring up the gold chart on one window, you know? Now, as far as like a gold versus Bitcoin in one chart, I don't know if that exists. We could search and see, but I don't think that's a thing. Let's go to all. What do we have? XAU versus what? Oh, look at that. Here we go. Gold and Bitcoin right there. If it's real. Well, there it is right there. Gold versus Bitcoin on Bitfinex. So I've never looked at this before. I don't know what in the world we would expect, but it looks right now to be, not shockingly, sort of an inverse view of gold dollar. Okay, look at that. Look at this move. Here's a mirror image of this move. See how this last one was? Yeah, this drop was this rise. So interesting. I've never looked this up before, but it's worth taking a look at. All right, let's have a look at ETH. Go back to triple. No, not that one. This one. We will sync the symbol. Full up Ether. Alright, let's switch this to 15 minute and this to 1 minute. Back to our scalping view. We got the TDI. See what we got here. Alright, Ether. The Ether, man. Ether is the pack leader. Can't be upset with what she's doing lately. Nice big move. Look how fanned out we are on the 1 hour. I wonder if we're not looking at, consider this for a minute, let's just hide everything. Let's actually look at a 4 hour. Does this not look a little bit on a 4 hour chart like we may be headed for a big head and shoulders pattern here? I mean, we've got all the stuff. Now look, these have been recovered since we drew them. These saw recovery on this big pin. Right? These have not. So we still think that this 1800 zone, 1720 to 1840, deserves a revisit. That may play out if this big head and shoulders on the 4 hour plays. So that would cause us to think that, okay, today's move, the early this week move, would probably have us coming down, testing the 50, bouncing a time or two, dropping underneath it, coming back up to test it from the bottom side. You know what I'm saying? That would be assuming that this 50 runs through here like this. So it gets tested here, it gets tested again here, before pulling away to the bottom side. But Ether kind of does what she wants to do, so who knows? I mean, this type of move would, if this played out, would signify some pretty heavy manipulation. Especially if they do it and they bring us all the way back down to the zone to recover moves that played out weeks ago. So just keep an eye on that. See if we get a signal cross on the 1 hour. If we get a bounce off the 50 and then a retrace up and then a reversal and a continuation downward. That'll be interesting to see if that plays out. Had a looks like this. We had an opportunity here to look at a scalp, but we missed it. That would have been this area right here. I could see shorting at this point, but doing it with caution as we approach the 13 here on the 1 hour and the 50 on the 15 minute. Gold is far from the average. Pattern is there starting like November 2020. You talking about gold? For the 2020 pattern. I haven't messed with gold. I actually tried to open up a trading account that I could trade gold on, but you can't do it through OANDA, at least not the version that I have, that I used to trade Forex. And opened a TradeStation account, but I really did not like their interface, so I closed it immediately. I haven't quite decided if I want to explore that a little bit more, if I just want to kind of stick to the two that I've got right now. Alright, let's take a look at Link. I've been interested in Link more and more lately. Alright, so Link has not made its push up yet. Yeah, which is actually fine in my book, because I'm looking for an entry, not for day trading for Link, but an investor's entry. And if, you know, I'm watching for this cycle to play out, which it looks like we may have here. Let me turn this off. Yeah, so I'm looking for a valley like this to get my entry in, because I'm not going to enter up here. That's the old me. That's the foolish me who made decisions based off of emotions. That's not happening anymore. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking for, you know, I'm people who are Link enthusiasts don't want to hear this, but I would love to see I'd love to see something in this area play out, because this would be a good signal for me to get in. That's what I want to do. I mean, it could be the case that happens here, you know. But I think it would be. I think we're probably more likely to see it drop down again under $30. At which point, that's where I would probably make my entry. But again, that's for investing. This is not for trading. So, trading. What are we looking at here? If you're looking for day trade ideas for Link, you have to consider this your peak. You have to consider this your first retrace. Unfortunately, that first retrace didn't break out until way over here down to this level. Okay, so that would be your level 2. Potentially an extended level 2 again, just like the first one was. I don't like these, but it's just the way it is. So again, you know, it would make sense to look for bounce, retrace to the 50, and then a peak formation to form down here and head the other way, which would be kind of what I'm hoping for. Yeah, that's like anything. Let's see, we missed a shark fin. There was a chance about 15 minutes ago. This would have been a good scalp entry. All right, what do we want to look at next? Let's have a look at Ripple, I suppose. Same pattern, or very similar. A lot of these are following Ether and Bitcoin. Interesting though, on Ripple, we've had a pretty serious drawdown from this peak head and shoulders that has not yet reversed. Yeah. See, how many times have we crossed the 50 on the 1 hour since this drop? We got 1, we got 2, 3, 4. I guess we'll count that. That didn't cross there, did it? Nope, just tapped it. Cross over here. So, I mean, this is a pretty significant downward trend if it's crossed this many times. Now that we're at the 800, maybe this is where, you know, support and resistance has its say. So what if you're a believer, how do you like the feel of an extended W here and a reversal of directions for Ripple? You know, I could see this playing out with this drastic move here. You know, these W's typically start with hard and fast vector pushes down away from the 50 to the bottom side. So this could just be kind of a lazy continuation of a W, and then we get these vector pushes here for the second leg. So I actually like that. Really, I like the way this looks. Now, what we want to see here on the hour is a test of the 50 and a retrace it back out. Or if it doesn't have to test all the way to the 50, but that's the idea, is to see this move here and then find support and bounce. And we'll be in the business. So I could see this potentially as a good spot to get in. Both as an investor or as a trader, really. This feels like a good spot to make a move. No advice, just what I feel. Yeah, Ripple grew too quickly. It did, man. It exploded in a big hurry. It's like there was this tank of hype that just kept getting filled and filled and filled, and had nowhere to go, so it all exploded at once. When their lawsuit got dropped, and then reality had to set in at some point. Yeah. Yeah, if I could sit here all day today, I would watch this, and I would probably make a move, because I do think we're going to have some significant rise in Ripple today. But who knows? These dudes can do whatever the hell they want. They could drop it down to 50 cents if they wanted to. It doesn't look that way to me on what the price action's been doing. So let's have a look. We've done Link, we've done Bitcoin, we've done Ether, we've done Ripple. Let's have a look at ADA, even though. Right. I don't ever trade ADA. Just hold it. A little bit of wishful thinking up here, huh? I don't even remember when I drew that. Silly bots. Yeah, I don't know what to think. I mean, anybody have strong opinions about Ada other than, you know, I like it, I don't like it? Its price movement just... I don't know, for me it's hard to read and predict and trade off of. I guess if I had to, you know, we would have to say this was the latest peak. That has given us one real level here. This one didn't quite take out. So it's hard to call this a level. This is almost like a half level or just an extension of this one level. Now this took it out, so your level here, which could mean multiple things. I mean, could show the potential for another drop to come back through the 50, test it from the bottom and drop, retest, and then W formation and out the other direction. But Ada just doesn't always do what you think it's going to do. I mean, look how long it's set in this zone right here. So, it's all massive grain of salt with Ada. Staking plus long period of accumulation, yeah. I've been staked in Ada for ages. I'm just, I'm not even really, I don't really think about it that much in terms of trading or, like, I believe in it long term, so my money's there. I only add to it, you know, if I get it, if it drops and dips and gives me a good opportunity, I'll add to it, but otherwise I'm just sitting on it. Sitting and staking. It's in my Exodus wallet, so if you're looking for a place to stake ADA, check out Exodus wallet. It's a decent option. What's Doge up to? Have a look at this thing. Ooh, they just hit 22 cents after dropping all the way down to 15, 16 cents the other day. Yeah, accumulation when it goes sideways for a long time. That's how I see it, yeah. I mean, that is... If it's a real asset that is going to do something, you know, that has a practical application, I don't know what you would... I mean, for something like Doge that's just based on nothing, or just based on hype and celebrity endorsements, you know, I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to play out, but... I mean, this one, again, fits the standard market cycle pretty much to a T. Let me look at this. You know, so I wouldn't be shocked to see this come down again. It just kind of flatten out for a little while. But very similar structure, which is just based off psychology, the way people act when they have money invested in something. Yeah, so it looks like this huge pin to the south stopped short of the 800. You know, I wouldn't be surprised to see this dip back down, maybe level off somewhere in the 20-cent range before, you know, essentially resetting and playing this cycle out again. Yeah, Doge either best short of all time or worst short of all time. It's something. I don't know what it is. Let's see. What's Cobalt done? Not much on here. Yeah, on a downward slide. That's a bummer. I like this project. But it's in an accumulation phase. If I might throw a little bit at it right now. Dex, anything on Dex? Dex mix? Nope. Everything's down. What's B&B up to? A little bit of recovery. What do we have over here developing on B&B? Little shark fin, a little bit of a shark fin here. I am going to have to cut this pretty short today. I got to be at work early. So let's actually watch this. Let's watch the shark fin play out. This will be our last little bit of fun before I have to go and get ready for work. Alright, let's just say we caught this right here. We decided this is an entry for us. See how this plays out. And our logic over here would be that we expect a retrace at least to the 50, both on the 1 hour and on the 15. We would say on the 15, we could tolerate this. Whoops, start that over. Say we would like this pattern to play out on the 15, right? And we're expecting on the 1 hour at least. Oops, that's not what I wanted. On the 1 hour, we want at least this to play out, right? And then we want to catch this part of the move to the 50. So let's see how this works, how this plays out for a short right here. I'll make this first entry green. We're looking for our second entry now. This looks like a potential point of resistance. We'll see. Yep, right there would be potentially our second. Which would be this next little peak here. It's two quick entries, but our first two entries are the smallest, so I'm, not too worried about that. Let's think about where this, if we do get the head and shoulders, where we think the shoulder might be. I mean, it could be this one right here, for all we know, but it could also come up a little bit higher here, tap the London high again. I mean, potentially we would give it enough room to come up here and touch the Hong Kong, close to the Hong Kong high, because it would still keep this formation would still be active, right? So we're comfortable letting it run against us for a while, because we've only made our smallest entry at this point. So we see this happen, I would be certainly making a second entry right there. Alright, go ahead and mark it over here as well. Yellow there, green was here. So first entry was here. Price went against us, which is understandable. We expect it. So let's play this out and see how we do. This is a paper trade, by the way, so not advising anyone to make any real trades on this. This is just for practice, training our eyes, looking for opportunities, double checking ourselves to think why we want to trade in this direction. Potentially going back and critiquing ourselves to say, hey, That was a stupid move. Why did I do that? Do my bots make money? I don't have bots. The bots you see on my thumbnail stands for Bang Out the Zone. It's just an acronym. Alright, look, here we go. We're going to tap the London High. Definitely want to keep our finger on the trigger here, because this would be probably my third entry tapping here, and then if we get up here would be my fourth and last entry, because I would have a real tight stop loss right here. I'm not going past this last entry, so I'm going to make my second one right there, or not my second, my third one right there. So we'll make that one orange. Oops. There we go. Right here, and then somewhere around 550 is the last place I would make an entry, and if it moves up against me again, I'm closing, cutting, probably going to cut bait right there. So let's see what happens. Yeah, you're right, Slayer. I mean, it's just I'm sure there are. I mean, a lot of people do use bots to trade, and I'm sure some of them do quite well. I have not dipped my toes into that at all. You know, so far I'm just kind of trying to learn how to do this in my brain. What do we have here? There's some interesting action we just kind of stumbled into here, because this looks like a potential stopping volume if this one goes red. It looks like it wants to. It wants to. That's it. That's it. Come on back down. We are in the last 10 minutes of the hour, so it's expected that price action heat up a little bit right around here. So I should mark that third entry on this TDI as well, huh? Right about there. Ooh, battery's dead. Fight with your wife, lose $500. Well, that's getting away cheap, my friend. I don't know about you, but I've never remodeled a kitchen for $500. Life has too much volatility. I don't know, Slayer. You don't want to. I mean, you want a little bit of volatility in your life, right? Otherwise, it's boring. You know. You just want to. You know, the way I look at it, I want to catch the highs, ride them as long as possible, and then minimize the lows, and hopefully not swing violently back and forth between them that much. All right, here we go. Last push against us, we hope. We're giving it until here. We'll get up here, we'll make our biggest and last entry. That way, if it goes against us, we're out in a hurry, so that last entry doesn't hurt us very much. Agreed, we should not attach our profits to our mental state. 100% true. Easier said than done, but true. Maddie. Well, I look at it as a partnership, so not necessarily either of us losing to the other. I mean, we're in this together. You know, I mean, I've been with my wife for 23 years, 24 years now. I mean, since we were kids. I know, man. It's all good. Yeah, my wife and I went on our first date February 28th of 1998. So, whatever the math is for that, that's how long we've been together. Broke up a couple times in college, as you do, you know, but found our way back together. Alright, in an effort to be able to see this thing through and get to work on time, I'm actually going to take a quick break, get myself ready, come back and check up on this and see where it's at before I head out the door, and we'll see. My plan would be to let this move against me all the way up to this point, take one more entry somewhere in this region, 548, 547, which would be the fourth, the fourth and largest entry. So it would basically be matching the total amount that's in the trade at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark it right here. If we get to this point, there will be a final entry right there. We'll make it red. And I will come back in a few minutes, check on it and see where we are. All right. Alright, friends, having survived, let's have a look. Ooh, we're getting there. We're getting real close to our last entry. Now, if it happens, this would be it right here. But getting some resistance, it looks like. This will have to be my last hoorah for this morning, because I have to get on the road and get to work pretty early this morning. Delicious bounce on XRP. Let's have a look. Bring it up right here. Yeah, this is what you're talking about right here. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get this move underway. Got CoinGecko sending me text messages telling me that Bitcoin's up. Man, I know Bitcoin's up. Come on. Hey John, what's up, my friend? How are we? I am fantastic. Hopefully everybody else is doing fantastic as well. This is going to be short. See, we've been up for an hour and 20. This is going to cut off real soon because I got to head to work early today. So I was hoping to be able to finish this paper scalp. It looks like we are. Going to be able to at least get into the profit zone before I head out the door. Made these 3 entries as price moved against us. We were prepared to take a 4th entry up here close to the Hong Kong high, but it hasn't gone there yet. So if it does, that's where this last entry will be, and then our stop loss will be right here, just above the Hong Kong high, so that this biggest entry doesn't hurt us too bad when it moves against us, if it moves against us. But we may be on the downward swing here, which is what we want to see over here on the 1 minute. These 2 or 3 of these red vectors would be nice, push us right through the 15 and the 200, make us a nice little profit on this little scalp. If any of you guys haven't had a chance to watch the stream from Saturday night, please go check it out, and feel free to fast forward it. Early in the episode, I don't know, probably maybe 20-30 minutes in, PC Shit comes into the chat and we talk a little bit, and he shares a video that we play on stream. Of course, you could always just go to his channel and watch it. And then about an hour and 13, I think, minutes is when Josh calls, and we have a conversation. So that's what I really think you should go check out if you haven't seen it. That's my friend who's in prison, who's, you know, trying to get his life on track and has a dream to start a charity, leveraging his background in rock and roll music and his experiences, you know, being homeless himself for a while, and living through some addiction problems, and eventually going to prison. It's a good conversation. So check that out if you want. I got a few more minutes before I have to be walking out the door. So I want this guy to play ball. Well, give us something. Give us a strong candle through here. Skewer right through these two trend lines. The hedge vid, yeah, exactly. That's the one PC Shed made. Yep. It's good, man. It's a very good video. I haven't done that strategy live myself. I'm gonna, like you, I'm also gonna watch it several more times and do it on paper a few times before I actually take a try a move like that, you know, live. I mean, that's a pretty advanced strategy, at least, you know, in comparison to my skill level right now. So. I have to kind of dumb things down from what I learned from PC and others to get it to fit, you know, fit it in my mental framework of a way that I can understand it, make some little rules and steps for myself to follow, and get the gist of it. There's no, but I can put them up there actually. Yeah, I'll try to put those up today. I mean, there's a link to my Twitch channel on there and my YouTube channel, I think, but the actual, like the link to PC Shit's video is not on there yet. But I can put it on there. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on down. Every time you think you're ahead of the curve. Yeah. I don't ever feel like I'm ahead of the curve. But it does feel good if you get a pattern right, you know. I mean, if we get this scalp right, then we potentially have we've nailed this pattern correctly. And even now as we sit here and watch it, potentially we're getting this pattern right. I mean, this could be a Head and Shoulders inside of a Head and Shoulders inside of a tattoo pattern. Just need this push to come on through. Quit teasing us. Alright. Well, I have let it run as long as I can. I've got to go to work. So for now, that is still my primary method of paying bills. So I'm going to keep this on my screen all day till I get home to find out if this scalp would have worked out. As of this moment, I still believe in it. Still have one more entry if needed. But I'm going to have to let it go right here, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Good luck trading if you're trading today. Good luck watching and learning if that's what you're up to. Good luck going to work if that's what you're into.